Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to learn the first grammar topic of Unit 6 today. Its name is Be Used to and Get Used to. You may have some questions in your mind, but you'll be able to solve all of those at the end of this video. However, if you still have some, we'll solve them in our class with the help of exercises. Okay, let's start with the first one. You are going to listen to the conversation and you are going to answer the following question here. What traditions are mentioned? All right, let's listen.
Unit 6, page 70. Grammar, Exercise A.
So, Daniel, I'm coming to the UK this year to study. Are there any traditions or customs I should know about? I'll be arriving at the end of October.
Well, one tradition that's quite popular is Halloween on the 31st of October. People, especially children, dress as scary characters and have fancy dress parties. They might also go trick-or-treating. That's where kids in costumes knock on your door and you're expected to give them sweets.
I'm used to parties, but I'm not used to dressing in fancy dress costumes. So, that'll be interesting. Anything else?
November the 5th is Bonfire Night. People often make a large fire called a bonfire and set off fireworks. Sometimes they burn a guy on top of the bonfire.
What's a guy?
It's a figure made of old clothes stuffed with newspaper. It represents a man called Guy Fawkes who tried to blow up Parliament. In fact, Bonfire Night is traditionally called Guy Fawkes Night.
I don't think I'll ever get used to some aspects of life in the UK. And I'm sure I'll never get used to the British sense of humour either.
Oh, you'll have to get used to a lot more than that in my country.
Okay, have you found the answer? The conversation is between Theo and, Theo and Daniel, and they talk about, as you can guess, Halloween and bonfire. Now it is notice time. We'll find and underline examples of used to in the conversation and what part of speech follows each one. Part of speech means, adjective, noun, or whatever it is. Okay, let's have a look at it. Yeah, you may not be able to see that part, but trust me, there is no sentence used with used to. Let me underline them for you. The first one is here, I am used to parties. And the next one, I am not used to dressing in fancy dress costumes. And I don't think I'll ever get used to some aspects of life in the UK. I'll never get used to the British sense of humor, and you'll have to get used to a lot more than in my country. Okay, as you can see here, it is different from the one we have learned. Remember, we learned used to, but this one, I am used to or I'll ever get used to, so these are different, right? Yeah, what part of speech do we use after those? Let's have a look at the first one. I am used to parties, so noun, right? But here, I'm not used to dressing in fancy blah blah, so gerund. Okay, we use only to. We use gerund or noun. Okay, gerund also means noun. For this reason, you can keep it in your mind like we use noun after be or get used to. Okay, here is a rule from British Council. If you are used to something, you are accustomed to it. It means it's your habit now and it's very normal for you. As you can see here, you don't find it unusual anymore. If you get used to something or you are getting used to something, you are becoming accustomed to it. It was strange, but now it's not so strange. But it doesn't mean that it is not strange anymore. It is still strange, but not as strange as at the beginning. I mean, if you use be used to, it means it's okay for you now. You are used to it and everything is normal. But if you use get used to, it means you are at the process of it. Okay? You haven't been used to yet, but later you will be. Now you're in the middle of the process. Okay, let's look at the sentence here. I found Slovak food very strange at first, but I'm used to it now. Here, it, food, so noun. I'm getting used to driving on the right because I'm in England and I'm in the process of getting used to. Both of them are followed by a noun or the gerund, ing form. I can't get used to getting up so early, or he is not used to the weather here, etc. They can be used with past, present, and future sentences. For example, here, but you will soon get used to it, or he wasn't used to the heat, etc. You can change the form of be or get in order to make it past, present, or future. Okay, let's go on. Form here. We'll complete the table with examples from the text. Be used to plus ing or noun. I'm used to parties, dressing. Get used to ing or noun. Get used to some aspects of life, so here noun, but okay, this is also noun, and that is also noun. Okay, we don't have any examples of ing form. Function part. We'll choose the correct options to complete the rules. We use be or get used to talk about things we are or we are not already familiar with. Okay, for this one, we have a rule that I have already mentioned. Be used to, we are already familiar with. For example, I moved to Ankara 5 years ago, and I am used to living in Ankara now. It's okay for me. But let's say, get used to, we aren't already familiar with, even we aren't familiar with yet. Let's say, I came to Ankara 2 weeks ago. It was strange 2 weeks ago for me, but now, okay, it's okay, but not, it's all right. Okay, it's going okay, right? So I can use, I'm getting used to living in Ankara now. I'm trying to, how can I say, get accustomed to it. I'm trying to make it as my habit, but not habit yet. All right. The next one. We use be or get used to talk about, talk about the process of becoming familiar with something. Okay, you can guess that it is get. That's all. Alright, thank you Ada for the photo on my mobile phone. So see you tomorrow with the exercises for speaking and writing. Please upload your homework to me on time. See you tomorrow.